You're now listening to a Rat House production podcast. For more podcasts like this, head to retthaus.net.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Comic Books After Dark. My name is Tiffany, and my host is
Mike.
How you doing? I'm a bit nervous because we're live for the first time, and this is my first time hosting a live show. So
You'll be fine.
I guess.
You want me to go get moonshine?
We have moonshine here.
Yeah.
No, I can do this over. So have you been? How's your week going? 2 weeks since we didn't have a show last week because we had some technical
difficulties.
Yeah.
Someone stole shit from us.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Aside.
Anyways, besides that, been gaming a lot with Jose.
What games?
Destiny 2.
Oh, the new one that just came out. How is that going?
Pretty good. It's fun.
Is it good, or does it suck?
The storyline for the game itself is 100 times better than the first one. Mm-hmm. It's not like vague in a sense. You're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? It's like consistent. You're like, yeah. Granted, the campaign was short, but other than that, it's a MMO game, so it's gonna.
Nice.
You'll make it fun as long as it's fun for you. So
it's fun.
It's a blast. What about you?
Not much. I mean, I just watched the Canelo fight yesterday.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Bullshit drawn game, but whatever.
How was it?
It's pretty. It was alright, but
I heard it was like lame that technically Triple G won.
Yeah, he won. He got like the most best shots, but like it's a drawn game, so it's like, okay, so we have to wait again for another.
It's a shame and fuck up his fucking undefeated streak like that too.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
yeah, no, that's some bullshit,
right? What isn't though?
We'll get to that
today.
I was about to say comics, but I'm like, no, there's a lot of
Well, we are going to get into that today, so
God,
here we
no.
go. Let's go into our rumors, if I could find it. Where is it? Ah.
breathe.
Yay.
Well, I guess it was like a very far-fetched rumor.
Uh-huh.
But I really don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
That Stanley mentioned there's a possibility
Mm-hmm.
of Star Wars and the MCU might clash together.
Oh, yeah, I read that article.
Yeah.
It was a very far-fetched rumor.
Very far-fetched and stupid.
Stupid.
Even Chris's face, he's like, whoa, what
Like,
the
if you read
fuck?
the article, it's so, like, out there. I'm like, what? Did some middle school child just, like, it's a hopeful wish for him?
Like, in a sense, yeah, it sounds cool.
But
no. It's like two different time frames,
mm-hmm.
timelines, and everything. It's like...
It wouldn't even mesh well together.
Like, if it happens in the comics, maybe.
Yeah.
But not on screen. It's like...
Be too cheesy,
yeah.
and then be like, okay, this doesn't make sense. How did this even, like, happen? And...
Yeah. I think, like, the craziest crossover that made sense, it was, like, back, like, in the early 2000s. It was... Granted, it was a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones with Power Ranger in space.
Oh, yeah,
and they actually did a fucking crossover episode.
That was bad. Didn't they have like a cousin?
Yeah,
that was in it. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck did she come from?
Right? But they did that, but it worked together.
Yeah,
because
in the most cheesiest possible way.
In the cheesiest fucking way, but it worked because for them it was funny too. Because Power Rangers like, oh shit. We thought your guys were fucking comic book characters, and vice versa with the Ninja Turtles. Like, what? And it's like cheesy, but it worked. But something on this grand scale with Marvel and Star Wars, I'm like, no.
I don't think it would work. I mean, Marvel does own some of the rights for the Star Wars comics, anyways.
Yeah.
But no.
I think like the only
maybe try out in the comics first.
Yeah.
And maybe if they have like a really good storyline, that could be a possibly good like little side story movie.
With the rights.
Yeah.
Too, because the only person that can actually really think that will work is like Silver Surfer, and then like having a villain, Galactus. But other than that, it's only people. Well, maybe the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head.
Knows.
Fucking space wizards and shit.
Well, let's see. My rumor is that X-Men and Fantastic Four.
No, we're not going into this route. No, they're making another movie.
No, they're not making a movie,
Oh,
but
shit.
there's a possibility because Marvel is actually fighting for their rights.
Again?
Yeah, to get a hold of them, and possibly may see like them more in the future. Maybe crossovers, maybe, you know, like things that they have done in the comics. But that's just a rumor right now, and Stanley is very optimistic about it, so it won't happen soon, but like far into the future.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that though.
Yeah, I mean, we still haven't gotten a really good X-Men or Fantastic Four.
Those don't matter anymore.
No,
It's all about Deadpool.
all about Deadpool.
Fuck yeah. What?
Well, he's on your chest.
In my hat.
Yeah,
in
on
my
your
belt,
on your left boob.
in my left
right boob, too.
or in my belt, my wallet, my head.
Underwear too?
Not today. I'm not wearing those.
Not today. Right, but that is just rumor right now, and we're on Campfire. Let's see, what else do we have next? We have also our whack attack. Do you have any good whack?
No, I think we only have one. I forgot what it was too.
Oh, here we go.
I love the cough. Hey, wait, what was the one we were talking about earlier?
Which one?
Our fucking whack attack. Because mine was also that fucking rumor. About the
Well, that
Star Wars.
rumor was also a whack attack. We thought both. I
Damn
don't
it, we kind
really.
of fucked it up, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
I actually kind of mixed up with the whole. First, it was supposed to be the whack attack, and then the rumors. Oh well.
Oops.
Oops.
I really don't got nothing this time. Like,
Besides the hot chili that we're probably gonna have to eat later on.
oh yeah,
For our headbanging challenge.
not the
later
headbang
on.
challenge. I don't know. No.
Well, I kind of have one that's kind of like a
what
whack
you
attack
got?
that has to do with Thor Ragnarok and Planet Hulk being into the movie. It's not gonna be. They're not gonna really explain so much or bring up Planet Hulk into this movie. I guess they're just gonna bring the best parts from each story.
See, okay, yeah.
So
I'm
they're
into
not
that.
really gonna go into the whole where the hell I guess Hulk has been.
Oh, now I remember what was my
What
whack
was it?
attack. Star Wars fans are making a petition to have JJ Abrams fired.
Why is that? Is it because the whole
Yeah, the whole fucking shit. It's like
the remake of A New Hope, like,
Yeah.
and we don't want another remake of the same storyline?
but that's pretty much what almost every fucking movie ends up like.
Yeah.
But no, fucking pansies. I don't know. Pretty much it's like a announcement that called whatever his fucking name, Trevorrow.
Trevorrow.
Yeah, Trevorrow was leaving. Was a party episode 9, and JJ Abrams was stepping in to take over. Obviously, that not content to taking what was perceived as bad news, laying down a group of Star Wars, butthurt motherfuckers have
A
started a
group of
petition.
Star Wars fans.
Yeah. So they pretty much have started a petition to have Abrams removed from the newly appointed position. So petition cites various reasons why Abrams should not also part ways with the franchise. Many of the reasons being fans' displeasure with the decision, the direction of for Force Awakens. Well, I don't give a fuck. It's Star Wars, and I'm happy how I know not a lot of people
So you still want JJ Abrams to still direct Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did an excellent job.
Yeah.
With
Well, because he had to like get also the new people in this generation
Yeah.
to get into like the whole Star Wars and kind of bring in, I guess, the same type of story, but also the kids now and previous fans before
the thing
could enjoy and that same
well,
feeling that they had the first one.
Well, the thing too, like a bunch of some of these hardcore fans are from the trilogy, the first trilogy,
The 70s.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously it's gonna be, and then obviously episode 7, The Force Awakens. Obviously, it felt like a repeat of it, but it made kind of sense for them to do somewhat like a repeat. But like you mentioned,
Just
also,
to bring in the new generation.
Bring in the new generation, because we started off. Granted, yeah, we have watched the trilogy first, but for our generation, it was the fucking prequels.
Well, that's all we had.
Yeah, that's all we had. It was the prequels.
Yeah, and then later on, I guess when we were like in middle school, then the new episodes 1 through 3 came out.
Yeah,
so we didn't have much of options.
Yeah, we didn't really have much.
But then they're trying to bring Star Wars back into the market, and this is how they could only do it, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, personally, my opinion, Force Awakens was awesome. I enjoyed it. Yeah, at first I didn't care for Kylo Ren. I thought he was a little fucking whiny bitch at first, but after watching, still is. But watching it again, like, it's like, okay, now.
Well, because he's like brought up with all this, like, I guess hope and all the pressures to it, so he's gonna be like, I'm not that.
Well, like,
don't expect things from me, I guess. So he went and rebelled, of course.
Well, yeah, not only that, but the internal conflict he has within himself. It's like,
well, the way they said, like, you have the light in you.
Yeah.
But he's like, I can't handle it because, like, you don't know, like, things are pulling me apart.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why now I enjoy Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
As a
but there's, like,
stuff.
so many theories going on with that movie because he's doing it on purpose just to get to Snoke and, like, probably, like, defeating him just like Han Solo says, like, I will help you get to, like, whatever you need. And
but we won't know.
Yeah. And apparently Han Solo was the one that turned on the lightsaber to kill himself.
Yeah, so we don't know.
We don't know. So many theories, but we'll find out, I guess, more onto this one. See how it goes.
But what do you
from
feel
there.
about that, though? About
the
people,
theory of that?
No, people, these group of Star Wars fans try to get Abrams fired.
Well, who else is going to direct it? Like, Abrams is pretty, like, I like his work.
Yeah,
I love his work.
Yeah,
he does great work. So
yeah.
it's like, I can't see anyone else to do the work. I mean, we already have, like, like Ron Howard possibly getting into the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good, but I don't know what he's going to do because he gets kind of dark on his movies.
Yeah,
and
he does.
It's all serious mode most of the time. He hasn't really done any
something
lighthearted, like sci-fi-ish.
But I wouldn't mind, though, if
like a more serious.
Hell yeah. Well, come on. We had fucking Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then everybody fucking lost their minds. Like, whoa,
it wasn't
Star Wars,
too dark, but it was all serious. But you still had your
lighthearted moments. But it was more like the nitty gritty of war, and they're like, "Oh my god, Star Wars is war."
Well, yeah,
Bitch,
it's in the fucking title.
It's like,
and then like the way they explain it is like, well, I killed all these people, and we did it for no reason. Then why am I even here? Like, I did this. I took lives just for us to like win. Or help our, defeat the evil. And there would have been, like, no point.
No, we took lives. Shits and giggles. We're done now. Time to get some chips and margaritas.
That sounds good right now.
Right?
I mean, it's so freaking hot in the studio, but a margarita does sound good.
Ooh, a Cadillac margarita?
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I'm doing it to myself as well.
True. Bring out that moonshine. All right, let's get into, let's see.
What we got next, Chica?
We got, I guess, our comic quickies news.
All right, what you got, girl?
What do I have? Well, The Last Jedi, Mark Hamill has tweeted recently about to avoid the 1980 Star Wars comic book, The Last Jedi. It does contain spoilers, he says, to the new movie coming out in December.
Yeah.
So he's telling the fans to stay away from that comic book, or unless you want to know what's happening in the next movie, go ahead and check it out. But he really is begging you not to read this comic book.
So, are you going to read it?
I'm curious. I probably will. I mean, I read book It, and I really did a hard critique again towards that movie, but I couldn't enjoy it.
True. So we got an upcoming series. Winter Soldier and Hawkeye are going to be investigating Black Widow's death in a new series. So yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. It's like I can try to break it down, but there's so much going on because you don't even know if she's actually dead or what's going on. Pretty much going to stick with the Secret Empire Omega crap. So I'm actually kind of excited about it. So I say go check it out on that aspect of it. And then pretty much Marvel is going to be revealing the fate of Hydra Captain America.
Oh, really? I saw that, but what's his fate like?
Pretty much is saying making his way back, but they don't know what happened to him. So Secret Empire Omega 1. If you guys haven't read it, well, it's your problem.
That's your loss.
So while his empire has fallen, so pretty much Marvel ain't done with Hydra Cap yet. So pretty much they're gonna have to confront his living demons. So whatever crap he has done back in the past. So it's gonna be just. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't even touch it.
So he has 2 Converse in the event. So let him here to become Hydra Cap, and then so it's gonna just break down everything, what's going out, his flaws and everything, shit like that. So I'm down with it. I know everybody was super butthurt when they're like, "Oh no, he's Hydra." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it. Embrace the evilness, motherfucker."
I mean, he needs a new story.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong.
Twisted it up a bit, man.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
I mean, he's gonna come back as normal Captain America anyways.
Exactly.
In a couple of months.
So why bitch?
Yeah.
So
they're gonna come back just like Xavier always comes back.
Yeah. So I don't know. So yeah.
All right, nice. Let's get into our announcements, shall we? What am I supposed to turn?
Boop.
Which one?
I don't know. I thought we had one for announcements.
We don't.
Yeah, we do.
We just have Comics After Dark, Comic Quickies, Whack Attack, World Around the Campfire, Table Talk with Tiff, Reggae for Matt. You want to do the reggae for Matt?
Fuck it, let's do it. No, turn it on.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
God. Okay, we'll just do.
All right. Hold on. Whew.
What's story time? What's story time for?
I think it was Table Talk for Tiff.
Okay, let's do Table Talk.
See? There it is.
Okay. We have some sponsors for you guys to check out. We have Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/rathaus, RATTHAUS, and you get 1 month free, 1 book free. So even you could go check it out on our website, www.rathaus.net, and you could click on the link to Audible. And also we have Geek Fuel. Go to our website again and click on the link, and you get 30% off your first box. And also we have Lyft. We get 10 rides, 10 first rides. 10 rides,
$5.
10 first rides, $5 off for the first time users. And go ahead, go with the shout outs, because I still can't read that right, and we always say that we're gonna fix that up, but we don't.
All right. So our shout outs, we got fanboynation.com, Growing Up Not Growing Old podcast, Shane Gray Live, that hashtag show via YouTube.
Via YouTube.
Via YouTube, my bad, guys. Radio Free Mandalore, Everything Bagel Pod, and Rose Squadron Podcast.
Damn it, I forgot Hot Topic again. Shit. Okay, we do have our topic, so go ahead on our website and click the link, and you'll get like a percentage off your Funko Pops, your clothing line, everything. So go ahead and check that out. And also, if you want to shoot the shit with us, call 714-684-1652, or you can also text message us, leave a voicemail, anything. So
Yep, and don't forget our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Comments After Dark. We're gonna do this, aren't we?
Do what?
We're gonna talk about this movie, aren't we?
Oh,
Wait,
the Fantastic Four, original 1990.
94.
Yes, we are. There we go. Well,
There we go. That works. That works.
So we've recently watched the original that wasn't supposed to be released.
No, it wasn't.
Fantastic Four.
It was painful.
It was made in 1990. I gotta say the storyline was pretty out there. I mean, you have the jeweler,
who was supposed to be
like the mole man.
He was supposed to be mole man, but some rights bullshit.
Yeah,
so.
and he pretty much captures the blind girl that's supposed to be the Thing's lady.
Yeah.
But it was weird how them two met at first, and all of a sudden, automatically they were in love. They ran into each other. She broke her sculpture, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, apologize." And they had like this weird moment, and they're all like, he's all like, "I think I love her."
He's like love at first sight
yeah,
type of deal thing.
except not for her.
Yeah, right. Literally.
So, and then you also have like how the whole team started. Basically, Sue and her brother. What's her brother's name? Johnny.
Yeah.
It starts off with them at the house as kids. And
then
Mr. Fantastic, he's all like pretty much like kind of like their dad, like, but Sue has like a crush on him.
Creepy crush.
But later in the future, he has this new project he wants to do, like go into space and check out something.
A comet, because
comet.
it's based what happened in the beginning, because they're trying to extract energy from it, and it was fantastic. And Von Doom got fuckked up.
Apparently dies, but doesn't die because these people come and bring him back to life.
It was a painful movie to watch.
I mean, for the time, it was pretty interesting. I mean.
Yeah, well, it's gotta admit, because they had animatronic face expressions for the Thing, which was cool, but for that time period, I think
this comic was pretty accurate to the comic.
Yeah, the movie
was really
was
good.
actually like almost to the T. I want to say like 90% accurate to the movie. From
comic.
The comic. But then again, now the fact that we're older, so we are
spoiled with better technology and better storylines.
But then again,
sometimes
I can't really fucking say that, because I still sit back and watch the Ninja Turtle movies.
Well, you can't say that because Jim Henson did that shit, and it was still really good.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Exactly.
It's still good. Okay. The story still holds up.
So, but other than that, the budget, it wasn't.
The budget wasn't that bad for what they did.
I think they said it was $1 million.
Yeah.
For a budget. Yeah. But other than that,
and they had to use like own people had to like make their own costumes and use their own clothes. And shit. But
now let's get into that aspect of it then, because we end up also watching
the documentary of Doomed, which is on Hulu, so you can check that out. It's pretty depressing.
It's kind of fucked up. Really fucked up. And at first when they mentioned it, when they're talking about it, all right, cool, we're gonna what's the name? Carl what? The guy who
Carl I forgot his name. What is the name? Can you check? It's Doomed. It's called Doomed, the Fantastic Four.
The Untold Story of Carl something.
Yeah, you can check that out. But anyways, go on.
Anyways, with that guy, granted, with this new production company, obviously they had the rights for it,
and they were also following the comic book,
which was kind of interesting, because even the actor who played Johnny Storm as an adult, he was a comic book fan. He worked in comic book stores also. So when he found out, hey, we're doing this movie, he was
also like kind of like a successful actor. I mean, he was an Uncle Buck. He played Buck.
Yeah. Yeah. So with him, he's like, he's saying, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
But he was also expecting it was going to be like a Sony, like a Warner Brothers movie or Sony.
But pretty much they had to find like these low production B-rated people, the same people that did like what was that movie? Toxic Avenger.
That guy.
Yeah.
Or the Carnosaurus. And so while this guy, like they even mentioned in the documentary, while Steven Spielberg was doing fucking Jurassic Park, this guy was doing Carnosaurus. So it's like very low budget.
Yeah.
And so on that aspect, so the $1 million and then obviously like a very short time frame. And everybody,
it was like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Like half a year maybe.
Yeah.
6 months. Yeah.
Give it a take. And even people were like, they didn't think about it. It's like, fuck, all right, cool. You know, maybe and everybody has that aspect. Okay, we're gonna make this movie. We gotta fucking
get going on this. And then they already had like the approval from Marvel.
Yeah.
And you had Stan Lee visiting the set, like, hey, good job, guys, and all that stuff. They're like, cool. But then later on, when they're like
Comic-Con,
almost finished,
And the fact that Stan Lee says that, well, don't expect anything from this movie. And it's like, and even when the actors, when he said, when I heard that, it's like, that was depressing. I'm like,
because he's like, I don't even know what's going on in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I have like no part of it. And then like you hear the actors like, well, you're visiting our set and like bringing donuts and like hugging us all and like saying we're doing a great job. And then like he totally turned his back on them. But I think it was like towards the point where Marvel was already getting contract with bigger studios and they were going into their own route of like.
Well, yeah, like even the same actor too, when he mentioned about like movies not being very accurate to the comics. Like he even mentioned like when Thor showed up in The Incredible Hulk and he was like a surfer dude and all this other shit. I'm like, okay.
They let that happen, so why can't our movie happen?
Exactly. So but the time frame was super quick. Again, that part I can't like stress enough because Christmas came and like the following day they start back to work again. I'm like, oh shit. So and then later they end up finding out that they also filmed a trailer for the movie, and then now they found out they're not gonna get a theatrical release. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
And then they took all their stuff, like the film and everything. Yep. So apparently later in the future, like it was burned.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Quote unquote, it was burned. But they for sure know that it's somewhere in the vaults because like how could that happen? And even they went back to the old studio and got some of the old stuff from the production. Yeah,
and I know they had a lot of issues with a visual effects guy too. Like he had all the fucking equipment to do it, but he was doing a very shitty job. Yeah, and it was taking forever. And one of the guys said, I can't stress enough how much back and forth we were going with it. And I was like, fuck.
And they had people who were doing like the soundtrack, and they were doing it for free on their own pocket. Yeah. And like when I was watching the movie, I'm like, the soundtrack was pretty awesome, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, the soundtrack was actually legit. This movie had so much going for it, and like watching the documentary Dune, like even when they were doing the interviews with everybody.
Everyone was so into it, like excited for it, and they never got to see it released. They never got to see the work for it, like the finishing of it, until later when like fans came like at the convention, say like, hey, can you sign this for me? Or they gave them a copy. They're like, where'd you find this? Like, oh, you can find it here. So they go and order it. They're like, wow.
And even someone, and I was watching another like a review. Someone did a review of the documentary. And he's like, yeah, in order to watch this movie, you had to know like a friend of a friend who had a burnt copy of a fucking this VHS tape. I'm like, damn.
Well, I sent to you the link to even see the original.
Yeah. But even that alone is like, it's kind of fucked up that you see the passion these people put it. Like they want to make this movie the greatest fucking Fantastic Four movie of it, and. Hands down, I'm gonna say, I don't know what other people tell me, for that time period, 1994, the 1990s, that is still hands down the greatest fucking Fantastic Four movie compared to the ones that we have now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, literally. You could tell the passion that they put in to it. Like when Thing is like just walking in the city. Yeah. And it's so dramatic. He's like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like So it's like if you want to it's torturous because of the graphics.
Yeah, I mean, this is all they had, and they couldn't really finish the work, and this is what came out of it. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's a decent.
It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half, but it was decent. I mean, you could tell the hard work they put in, and it was like you could tell it was like a serious like type of movie.
Yeah,
but
now, even in that time period too, Fantastic Four is like. The name is like one of the comments. Hey, if you read the Fantastic Four, you were like one of the coolest motherfuckers,
right?
In the geek community. So it's like, why not?
And they're not even really recognized.
Yeah.
For that
So
shit. I think the only cheesy part from the movie that I've seen was like the wedding where Mr. Fantastic puts his arm up and it's all stretched and he's like waving by to the crowd. That's the only thing.
But other than that, it was a wonderful movie, well done movie for what they had. I mean, I highly recommended to watch it at least, even though it might be torturous for some people. But
I wonder if anyone will like pick it up and re-edit like
that would be
and
dope.
To see what could happen. You know,
that would be dope. But who knows?
Well, yeah, that's what we watched, and it was pretty good. I mean, you guys should check it out. I mean, you either had to find it like maybe at
it's on YouTube.
The movie on YouTube, or if you want the disc, then go to like those I don't know,
somewhere
conventions or was it what's that place called? Frankenstein's maybe.
Yeah.
They'll probably have it. Any of those little DVD places, maybe. But also the documentary is really good too, and it's like you get kind of frustrated how the industry works, and they'll just like totally
blacklist you in a sense.
Blacklist you, yeah, and like what Stanley did, but then like you see all the contracts, and he had to do that to like literally, not back them up.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah, that was sad. I felt for them.
I did. No, like I was watching. Like, granted, I didn't finish watching the documentary, but it was like
it's like this is so fucked up.
It was fucked up.
Mm-hmm. All right. We need to find a theme for like our comic reviews.
We'll find one.
Should we do the reggae?
No. We'll get yelled at.
We'll get yelled at.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right. What comic books have you read this week, or did you?
I have a feeling we read the same one. Issue number 3, Go Power Rangers.
Yes, I did read that. Of course, I read that.
I
was reading it. I'm like, I wonder if Mike is reading this too.
Alright.
It was really good.
It was
really
good.
I was like, at the end, I'm like, what are you gonna do?
I know. Pretty much, I'm enjoying this series so much is the fact because they're making them feel like teenagers.
Yeah, and then the problems that they have with like, okay, they're the Power Rangers, but they can't tell anybody, and they made it modernized. They modernized it to where there's social media. Yeah. So like, you know how teens or you want to post everything in your lives. I mean, I kind of still do that. I kind of do that too.
Kind of.
But like they were like, dude, I have some 6 selfies of me in my Ranger gear, and I can't say like I can't send it out to the world.
Or like there's like a thing going online, like an auction to date with the Yellow Ranger, and it's already up at $2,000.
Yeah, and she's like, what the fuck? She's like, that wasn't me, but that's going around apparently because someone's claiming her Power Ranger identity.
So I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like I said, like I mentioned on our last episode, like what was it? The Watchmen? Not the Watchmen. Fuck. It's not the Watchmen. The Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
The Kingsman. The Red Diamond comic issue 1. The fact that I enjoy like the personal struggles that they have, the conflict. Not so much
his new life now, and the changes that he has to make.
So especially on issue number 3, now they're getting a little bit more into it type of deal. It was like something that I didn't really expect. Like because we grew up with the series and everything.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came to where there wasn't social media, and all you got your news was TV or newspapers or your teachers and parents. That's all you got your news from. So like they can easily conceal their identity and yeah, and they didn't have the pressures of like, oh, I have this also as part of my life, and I want to share my life.
Yeah, well,
like
not only that too.
Pretty much your accomplishments.
But they didn't like even in the show though. But they didn't even on the show itself. Like they didn't show like
their struggles,
like their relationships, like
Yeah.
Kimberly's having right now, type of deal.
Because she has her own personal life, but then she also has like her school life,
Yeah.
her
Power Ranger life, yeah.
and
The thing that kind of throws me off, but I'm actually digging it, is that attraction that Jason and Trini has.
yes.
And I'm digging it. I fucking
When
dig
they were
it.
fighting,
Yeah.
like, well, they were training each other. I was like, damn, she just got on top of you. What's
I'm
gonna
like,
happen?
Oh, bro, I'm like, handle.
And then he's like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I got a class to teach.
But like, even though when she
She's
mentioned,
like,
like,
oh,
she's
okay.
like, when she mentioned this, like, I'm not stalking you or anything, blah blah blah. It's like,
Oh, because she knew. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't it the first? She's like, is the first of the month. She's like, what?
It's
She
like,
lost track of
fuck.
time.
but I don't. It seems more natural
Yeah.
for me. I don't know. I dig it so much. The
Yeah.
artwork.
And then, like, towards the part, it's like, the story is like, part of the Angel Grove is destroyed.
yes.
So the gang is doing like a volunteer program, is getting together like the community to help rebuild.
Yeah.
And like you have your news people, and then like Jason and Billy get in a conflict with Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
You know? So Bulk throws something at Billy while he's getting interviewed in the news, and it's like, "What's your problem?"
Yeah.
And then Jason like grabs a shovel from Bulk
just
and
fucking
throws him.
whoosh.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my other favorite parts of this issue is when they're all at the bleachers when they're talking about, oh, we gotta keep her alive, and Kimberly's boyfriend was walking up.
They're like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What are you
Yeah.
laughing at?" We're like,
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah, and Billy's like, boobs, and I'm like, wait, what?
But then it's like so realistic. Someone in your group will say boobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Or one random thing what we were talking about.
That's what I said. It feels
Very natural
very
and real.
natural conversation between them. It's like not something like forced
Or too over the top. Is like no
Yeah.
teenagers like that.
yeah. So it's like very natural. I enjoyed it, and then to the point where, and then all of a sudden, fucking the gray space ninjas, aka putties,
Putties come down, falling from the sky.
So just started wreaking havoc, and this is also very interesting because they all end up being split up.
Yeah. Because you have the principal taking Bulk and Jason
Yeah.
away because they were fighting, and he had like another job to do since they had so
Yeah.
much energy. But then he sees this happening, and he throws them into the grocery store. And Jason's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go help people." He's like, "No, you get your butt in this
here.
grocery
So
store."
you have-
He's like, "Crap!" So he can't morph.
No.
He's stuck in the grocery store with all these people, and he can't reveal what he is.
So you have Trini, Billy, and Zach
Morphed.
morph, and they're out kicking ass.
Yeah.
And then
Kimberly's with her
the
boyfriend, and
fucking dragon chinga thingy just comes from
yeah, and then
nowhere.
he's like, "Let's split up," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna protect you. You're gonna be there." And she's like, "Fuck, man! Like, I need to get away from you so you won't
Yep.
know what I."
And then he gets tail whipped.
Yeah, he gets tail whipped and he's like unconscious, and she's like, "What do I do? Do I just leave him here and morph and fight, or
Or what?
like she doesn't know what to do?"
And then it just ends there.
right there. So it's like, fuck. So much drama, and I love it because it's like
So intense,
Power
but so
Rangers.
fucking good though.
so good. You're doing a great job, Boom. You're doing a great job.
Very good job. Like I said, if you guys haven't read it, it's still early in the
Yeah,
series.
we're barely on number 3, so you can catch up
So-
easily.
So if you guys are on the same aspect of me, just loving the feel of how characters are built and everything's natural, everything, more power to you guys who go with it, pick it up. Unless you guys are one of those people, oh, it's fucking Power Rangers, you know, fuck you guys. Just give it a shot, pick up issue 1, or you pick up these first 3 issues, and then bam. If you guys don't like it, then give it to someone that will
enjoy it.
So, all right, what else did you read?
I read Bill and Ted Save the Universe number 4.
Oh, how did that?
It was great. I mean, Ted wants to quit Wild Stallion.
No.
Yes, because he's well, I have a family. I want to I'm spending too much time trying to protect the universe, and I'm never with my wife. I'm never with my kid. And Bill's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, I understand. But then you have the parents involved, why are you quitting? You shouldn't quit. You're being selfish and all that stuff. So it's all this conflict. And then they realize Ted's brother is missing.
No fucking way.
Yeah. So now they're trying to figure out where he's at, and like some guy named Guma, he's like this weird thing, but he took him on a fucking like mission, and pretty much making his Ted's little brother feel like he's an awesome warrior, and he's finally doing something under his own name, and like no one's comparing him to his brother. But then later on, you find out he's trying to actually use him to find out to take over planet Earth and kill like all his friends, like Death, their wives, their kids, Station. So they figure out where Ted's little brother is going and stuff, but they don't know what's happening. So they're trying to like get him in time and kind of rescue him. And like his brother's like, oh shit, like I love my brother, I love my friends and family, but I don't want to hurt them, you know.
Damn.
So it's a big continued. So it was pretty intense, and like it was a really fun educational vocabulary in the comics. So it's really good. So pick it up.
Damn. Okay.
It's a short series. I think we have one more or two. So.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I read.
What did you read?
From I guess it's from Primal Archetype, and it's Sleeping with Ghosts, The Hotel of Vera Hauntings, issue number 1.
Oh.
So, I guess it's a 2-part series, from my understanding. It's interesting how they break it down, because it's go like chapter 1 and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much this is based in Australia. A guy, Sebastian, is that his name? Yeah, Sebastian. I guess he's a paranormal investigator. I'm assuming so.
Yeah. Like the father in Casper.
Yeah, pretty much in a sense.
Yeah.
So he goes to this hotel called Avira,
mm-hmm.
and so he goes talks to the chick up front. It's like, hey, I want to stay in one of your rooms, one of the most haunted ones. She's like, okay. So she's like, this is the room that gets I think the second floor gets the third, or second floor gets more activity out of everything else. So he's like, all right, cool, thank you. Hands her the keys. He goes up, which I didn't really expect this to fucking happen at all. He sits on the bed and he has a fucking gun to his head.
The hell?
Exactly.
Does it explain why?
Doesn't really get into detail of him.
He just wants to kill himself?
So he had a gun to his head, and all of a sudden you see a fucking 2 ghosts just fucking appear in his room and just fucking walk out. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And he goes and goes to talk to the chick at the front desk, and he's like, oh yeah, this is so and so. He's like, this is what happened. He's like, oh, okay. So and just
they didn't put that like when he reserved the place.
He was a very skeptical person. He didn't really think the paranormal shit is actually real.
But he does those investigations,
yeah, quote unquote investigations. So then he actually saw full blown apparitions and whatnot, and it was just it was interesting. And all of a sudden, like the actual apparitions were actually having conversation. One of the apparitions was actually conversations with him. Even open try the elevator, and the thing wasn't there. The elevator cart wasn't there. So it's like, so it closed and it's there. So come to find out, the spirit, what's her fucking name? Claire. There you go. Like he's actually having an actual conversation with her, and come to find out that she committed suicide there. She killed her mom and committed suicide,
which he was gonna do too, except the whole not killing the mom part. But he's gonna commit suicide.
Exactly. So they're there, and also the hotel was built on an Aboriginal burial ground. So he ends up going
poltergeist shit. Right
yeah, pretty
there.
much. So he ends up going down somewhere, and he just sees a group of spirits of Aborigines just fucking walking through. So, and he's just trying to grasp everything, but he's like okay about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the front desk like, all right, you know what, we'll talk more about it. And then he ends up getting again with Claire a little bit more, and it was about to get hot and heavy type of deal. Like she was on top of him and everything.
She was gonna fuck a ghost.
Yeah, he was gonna fuck a ghost. Yeah. And then she disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a tease.
I know, what the fuck? But all of a sudden, her mom pops out. She was like, and like super creepy face. Like,
what a turn off.
Yeah, right. It's like, you stay
boner killer.
Right? So, yeah. So she's like, it's a very lengthy comic. I said but I do, the art is very consistent. It's dark. They keep it dark because obviously it's dealing with the paranormal aspect of it.
And fucking.
And fucking a ghost. I do highly... Oh, no. Never mind. They do end up fucking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He fucked a ghost.
Yeah, he fucked a ghost. Yeah. And he becomes ghost or some shit. So, yeah, anyways. So it's a 3-part series. Sleeping with Ghosts, the Hotel Avira Hauntings.
Oh, only a 3-part?
Yeah, it's only a 3-parter. So, it seems very fucking interesting so far.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at the end that he's walking around as a fucking ghost. That kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
So
wait, did he even commit suicide or no?
I don't know.
Maybe he
did.
He's around. So he's a ghost now at the end. But so maybe he did commit suicide.
I don't know.
And then he sees those other ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta read the second one and see what's up.
So check it out. Sleeping with Ghosts, Haunting. The whole
Sleeping with Ghosts. It's all in the title.
It's in the fucking title. Sleeping with Ghosts.
All right.
So I don't know.
Tense.
Yeah.
Interesting comic.
It's interesting. It's so far one of the most interesting things I think that we all have read.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, yeah, it is one of the most abstract things that we have read so far.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I also read a comic book from Image called Snotgirl #7. Snotgirl. I love it. Brian Lee O'Malley, of course. Big fan of his shit. So anyways, it ends up where, like, you know, they threw a girl off the roof.
Oh yeah, that's what I remember.
And she landed
it,
on the tree. So like she's waking up from coma, and like they did work on her face because like I guess they wouldn't really recognize her. No, she doesn't have snot coming out. But Snot Girl is going on her own way, like doing her own thing and trying to figure out this new girl that's like kind of like obsessed with her, but she also wants to be friends with her. And they talk about Comic-Con, like, because they want to go to this after party, but like it's a bunch of nerds, and she's like, I'm not a nerd, but they go anyways.
Why does that sound like us?
Because we are nerds. But yeah, she finds out that she's coming out of the coma, so they're like, well, if she remembers, but she's like, I didn't push her, you pushed her, so like I'm in the clear. But basically what happens is the new girl that's Snot Girl is all obsessed with, her brother fakes to be a physical therapist for Charlene.
Oh, what?
Who's the one that was in coma. And like, so he's telling her, yeah, you could go outside, like walk around, and like he's doing like his physical therapy with her, and like the boyfriend's like, this doesn't seem right, but whatever. So she's like, I want to go out, let's go to these places. But she goes to the place where she got thrown off the roof, and like goes to this bar area where they hung out. And then all of a sudden she collapses on the floor and she blacks out for a couple of months.
No.
And she's like, what happened? Like, I just like how did we get here? Like, was I gone a few hours? And he's like, no, it's been months. And then like the doctor comes in like, hey, like you weren't even supposed to leave, you know? Like, what were you doing? She's like, the physical therapist told me I could. And she's like, what physical therapist?
What?
Yeah. So you find out it's like that new girl's brother trying to like do some weird shit with Charlene, I guess, to make her go away. What? Yeah, it got pretty dark at that point. And so then they also unwrapped her face, and she pretty much looks the old same herself. So she's like very upset. So she tries to jump out the window, and then they get her and bring her. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with me. And like, she's like, I'm very confused. And her boyfriend's all like, oh, you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, Something's wrong. And she's like, awesome, something switched, and she tries to jump out the window again.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it's just a bunch of crazy shit. And like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that new girl's brother and like, what's their deal, you know?
What the hell?
I don't know if they're trying to kill off Charlene because she was the one that pushed her off.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really remember what happened. She just remembers waking up from the coma.
That's so weird. It kind of the chick trying to jump out of the window kind of reminds me of the movie that I watched not too long ago.
What movie was
It's
that?
called Patchwork. It's on Netflix. It was interesting because it does it within parts, but they all tied it in together. Pretty much the synopsis is like one chick who's like seriously messed up in the head, and she thinks she's very unperfect.
Yeah.
So she wants to go set out to like a plastic surgeon who's not really a plastic surgeon. He's a black market surgeon. And so he's like, well, I got these dead bodies, but kind of like almost like a Frankenstein type of deal thing. And she's like, no, I'm going to go get my own my own body. So she kills two other girls, right? Kills two other girls. And all of a sudden it ends up becoming, you see, it's like one part of one girl, another part of another girl, and like separate parts of a girl, but they're all, the whole body is pretty much made up of three different parts. Like three different
Chainsaw Massacre.
pretty much in a sense. But the funny part of it,
is this supposed to be like a horror movie? Or?
It's a dark comedy horror movie.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny because they all share the body. So it's three people mentally like sharing a body.
Some Frankenstein shit right there.
And it's fucking hilarious.
I need to watch that.
So,
What's it called again? Patchwork?
Yeah. It's fucking, I saw
Is
it.
it disgusting? Like, I'm going to get grossed out when I watch it? Because do they show the surgical part of putting them together? Or
No, I wish.
random?
It would have been cool.
Oh, it's just them just automatically.
It breaks down there. It's like part 1 is going to be so-and-so. And then part 2, so-and-so. And then it says part 3 and it's them together, and it pretty much breaks it out in a sense in parts, but it all ties in together. But it's fucking awesome though.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry.
Sounds
tangent.
interesting.
I didn't mean to, but that whole jumping off the fucking
roof just clicked in your
it
head.
just clicked in my head right now. So
All right. Did you have any other comics?
no, that's it.
That's it. All right. I guess we'll finish it up from there. And I hope you enjoyed our live show, live stream,
You ready to
whatever.
burn your
Seeing
mouth?
us like burn my mouth. What do you mean?
You know you're gonna lose.
I'm gonna try not to. We're gonna do this headbanging challenge after this. So like, if anyone who loses has to
Hot sauce.
eat this hot sauce that's like
500 times hotter than jalapenos.
that, and I can't even take hot Cheetos. So wish me luck. So we'll see you guys next time.
Hi guys.
Later.
Deuces.